I want to share with you some helpful tips as you're solving triangle proofs. First, label everything that's given on your drawing. Then find 3 sides or angles that you know are congruent. And when I say that you know they're congruent, you have to have a reason. You don't just hope that 2 things are congruent. You have to have a reason because of the reflexive property or vertical angles or something like that. Then you want to prove that the triangles are congruent, and you can use side, 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 angle, side, angle, angle, side, or the hypotenuse leg theorem. And if you're trying to prove that individual pieces of 2 triangles are congruent, then you usually want to start by proving that the triangles are congruent, and then you can say that the different sides or the different angles are congruent by the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent theorem. Here's some key words to look for. So what the problem might say is that something's a midpoint or something is a segment bisector. If you see that, then it means that the 2 segments on both sides of the midpoint or both sides of the segment bisector are congruent. You might see that something's an angle bisector, and if that's the case, then the 2 angles that are cut in half by the angle bisector are congruent. So if you have an angle that has an angle bisector cutting through, then both smaller angles are congruent. And if you see 2 parallel lines, then try to look for a transversal that's cutting through the 2 parallel lines, and then from there you can find 2 alternate interior angles or corresponding angles or alternate exterior angles that are congruent, and that gives you 2 more congruent pieces in your triangles. So hopefully that's helpful, but just like with any proofs, the more practice that you can do, the better.